We live? Are we in?
We are.
Oh, it just hasn't popped up on my screen, but I guess we are. Okay, there it goes. I guess my internet's just going super slow, but hello and welcome to what do we call this? The Summer She-nanigans?
Yeah.
She-nanigans. Got to be very specific here. This is the She-nanigans of Pardon Me, Alex. Welcome, welcome, welcome. A lot of stuff going on. Our summers are always really busy. There's just a lot happening, and a lot already happened, and more things to happen. But we love to talk about our summer exciting plans and things that we've done, just to kind of break up the monotony of not having any basketball to talk about because it's not season yet, and off season just ding ding. Off season's just kind of really long sometimes, especially when you're not necessarily playing super far into March. So
long, and it's longer for me than you because you at least really like to keep up with baseball during the summer, whereas I don't.
True.
So I got no sports, which is why I have to fill the time with other things. But we'll get to that.
Yeah, no, and that's okay. I mean, that's true. Like I do have baseball to keep me busy and keep me focused on sports brain. Of course, got my Stros, bang, bang, boom. But yeah, no, it's just it's been a wild summer so far, and it's not technically over yet. So there's still a lot going on. But we're gonna just hop right into it in a second here. The official beginning. It's not official until we do the countdown. But yeah, so welcome again to our Summer She, capital SHE, Nanigans podcast with PMA. Of course, I'm Alex, and that is our girl, Jax. Her hair is looking extra floofy today.
Listen, this hot weather, I'm like a lion. It's like a lion's mane. Like this good lighting I have on it, you can see all the little frizzies. It is what it is.
I mean, but when you say it looks like a lion's mane, like it 100% looks like a lion's mane, but like in the cutest, most beautiful way.
And this is a good day. This is a good day. It could be 10 times worse.
That is very true. Yeah, I hate having to wake up early in the summer and like go do stuff because I don't know. I just hate having to like do my hair in the summer because it just, I mean, what's the point? Because it's going to look frizzy and crappy like in 2 seconds. So it really ticks me off because there's really no point. But at the same time, I can't look and go out and go to a work meeting looking like I just rolled out of bed. So here we are. But man, oh man, we have a lot to talk about. We'll, of course, talk about our stuff that we've done together, all the things that Jax and I have done together this summer and we'll be doing towards here the end of the week. Actually, it's coming up in a few days, actually. So we'll talk about all that, and then I'll talk about some of the few things going on, a couple things Jacqueline's been going on and doing on her own. And then, of course, we'll talk a little bit about basketball. Just a little. Just a little tease. But anyway, so yeah. Jacqueline, what have we been up to, you and I, this summer?
A lot. Once I started listing it out, I was like, we have already done a lot, even though it feels like we haven't done that much.
I agree. For a while there, it felt like I hadn't seen you in like 5 months, but honestly, it was probably like a month or less. Yeah, because it feels like we haven't done anything, but really, we have. So what are some of the things that we've done?
I know. And you know what? Looking back, I really only missed one big thing. So I'm not going to have FOMO too much.
It was a good reason, though, for missing. So don't. Yeah.
So way at the end of May, start of summer, we went to a Red Hot Chili Peppers concert.
We did.
It was so much fun.
We had a great
time.
Absolutely fantastic. I feel like we have such a great time at the concert, and then the post concert shenanigans that we get into are just as good as the concert shenanigans. I'm not even gonna lie. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a great weekend. We had a great time.
Absolutely, I agree.
We went to the concert. We were in the little fancy box level seats, or what are they called? You know,
The club seats. Yeah.
So that was cool. Then we went to, I guess, kind of one of our little go-to Houston bars now. Flying Saucer, isn't that what it's called?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, which is kind of funny because we went there after the last concert we went to in Houston.
Mm-hmm.
And one of our friends works there, and literally the last like 3 times I've been that I've texted him, like I don't ever think of it until the day of, and I'm like, oh hey, I'm in Houston, I'm gonna come by tonight. He's like, oh, I'm not working.
Every time.
We missed him 2 or 3 times.
I know, but the last couple so the funny thing is the last time I went there after Young Gravy concert, I ran into someone that I went to high school with, but we weren't like, we didn't necessarily run in the same group in high school, but like I knew of her and she knew of me, but like we didn't really hang out as. So I was on the track team and she was on the softball team, but she was like a year or two either older or younger. I can't really remember. Anyway, that's just doesn't really matter. What matters is the fact that we went to high school together at the same time. And we befriended each other then on Facebook that night because we had like, again, all these people in common. And so we reconnected, and she moved back to the Woodlands and now is coaching at the Woodlands High School, our alma mater.
Oh, that's cool. Softball or?
I think, yeah, softball. I think softball and volleyball. And I was like,
so cool.
Holy crap. And it was just really, it's just small world. How, you know what I mean? Like you're in a literally, it's like top 10 most populated city in America, you know, Houston, Texas. Yeah. And you go to one bar and you run into someone that you went to high school with. It was just so funny. It was very funny to me. It was wild. Usually that only happens in Nacogdoches. And then when you go to, you know, a humongous city like Houston, you don't expect to run into somebody. You know, maybe if we were at a bar in the Woodlands, sure. But yeah, it was just really wild. And then we went this time, sat at the same bar stools, like pretty much the same bar stools, had different drinks, had a great time. Every time we go, we always meet somebody different and somebody new. And this time we met a guy who was on like leave from, I don't know if it was the Navy or the Army, or it was one of the armed forces. I can't I think
I'm pretty sure it was the Navy because he was stationed in San Diego, and I think that's a naval base.
Okay. Yeah. Sure. That sounds right. Anyway, super cool dude, very, very friendly. Literally he's like, I've never been to Houston before, so I just take little like, you know, weekend getaways to places. I'm like, must be nice. But anyway, no, he was really cool. And, you know, we pretty much hung out the whole time there. And the funniest part about that whole night too was the fact that literally an hour before we got to Flying Saucer, there was somebody else in that he sat next to that was from Nacogdoches. So, oh no, I think Jacqueline froze up. Hello. Are you there? Anyway, she'll be back. So after our concert was actually my birthday weekend, which was wild. It's always Blueberry weekend. And we basically went to, hold on. Yeah, Jacqueline is all froze. Hold on. Anyway, so we were at the brewery. Oh boy, what happened? Oh, there we go. Remove.
Oh, on a rant.
She's back.
Literally, I live in Tyler, Texas, like a block from downtown, like the city center, and my internet is the shittiest internet in the world.
I know. I realized you were frozen like halfway into my story, and I was like, oh shit, she's frozen.
I mean, we'll get to the details behind the story later, but even Mom has noticed it because the last few nights we've been like trying to watch stuff on TV and it's constantly like freezing up. And she's like, why is your internet so bad? I would call them and complain and tell them that you need like a rebate on your bill because it sucks. And I'm like, I know.
I completely agree.
Anywho, so
where were you at before you froze? What was the last thing you heard?
That the guy we met at the Flying Saucer was sitting next to someone from NAC right before we got there.
Yes. Yes. Okay. So the guy that we sat next to, yeah. So he told, because he was like, hey, where y'all from? We said, oh, we're from, a small town in East Texas, Nacogdoches. Not very people know about it, even though they should, because it's the oldest town. He goes, no shit. Literally, some guy was just sitting literally where you guys are sitting an hour ago from Nacogdoches. And I'm like, gotta love it. Gotta love it.
So funny. And I was like, I wish we would have been here, because between the two of us, we definitely would have known who it was.
100%. Either you would have been related to the person, or you would have just known the family name, or vice versa. I would have known the family name, not necessarily related. But yeah, chances would have been good that we would have known them. So wild. So anyway, right after you froze up, I was just saying, so that was our fun weekend in Houston. And then we fast forward a few days, about a week or two. And then it's my birthday, Blueberry Fest weekend. I know. So my birthday always falls on Blueberry Fest weekend, which is sometimes a good thing and sometimes a curse, but I digress, because there's always just so much going on, and it's hard to celebrate a birthday on Blueberry Fest because most likely I'm working, Jacqueline's busy, we're all just super busy. So we usually celebrate the Thursday before at trivia, which is what I've been doing for the past few years now, which is so fun. What was my theme this year?
Jerseys.
Yes. So last year the theme was 90s. Yeah. Again, I'm a creature of habit, but this year I decided to do something a little bit different for once and do like sports shirts, jerseys. And so everybody that could and or remembered, everybody that was there with me for my birthday on Thursday wore jerseys and or sport team shirts, which was awesome. Had a great time. Yeah, love when people can come out and do a theme. I was trying to think of something that would have been easy, that at least everybody would have had at least a top or a shirt or a jersey in their possession or in their closet. So trying to think of something fun to do. And so I'm wearing my Astros, of course, and Jacqueline had on
a retro SFA jersey. Hold on, I'll show everybody.
Yeah, quick. That's right. I was like, I could have sworn it was the retro one.
Because y'all won't believe this, but in I think this jersey's from 68 or something. SFA's colors were purple and yellow, like LSU.
Yeah, and for those who aren't visually watching this, if you're listening, we could post this on our Instagram story or something so that you guys can see this jersey. And you may have already seen it before, but anyway, look at this cool jersey. It's just so wild.
Yeah, I never knew that we were yellow and gold until I got my hands on this original retro jersey that someone actually played in.
I know, that's just so funny to me. I almost kind of want to try to convince them to do we've been trying to convince them to do a retro throwback jersey night that has a script Jacks on it or something for years.
Yeah, I would love that.
It'd be cool if they could do that, or do something, with the gold in it. But of course that requires money. So, you never know. But anyway, we digress. So anyway, Blueberry Fest weekend, always really, really busy. The town is absolutely packed. So many things going on, people, places. The brewery's always popping and busy. And of course, like I said, it's my birthday, but there's no time to celebrate. I'm busy. I'm literally busy sweating and working all day at the brewery. Yeah. Which is fine. All good. Moving on to what's the next thing? Okay, so we had a little hiatus for the rest of June. Didn't really do much together. And then this is when it felt like I hadn't seen her in a month, and it almost was. It was almost.
It was pretty close because I missed the majority of your birthday weekend, which I'll get to on my individual grievances. But so pretty much a month.
It was about, yeah. So then fast forward to July. Oh, wait, Dennis is on. Hi, Dennis.
Hey, Dennis.
We love you, Dennis.
Miss you, buddy. So our next thing includes our buddy, Dennis.
It does. So good timing, Dennis.
You tuned in at just the right time.
Yes, he did.
You take this one because this is more your.
Okay. So, so on July the what was it? July the 8th. Yeah, July the 8th was the SFA day at the Astros game, and of course, you know how much I love my Stros. Again, there it is for all that forgot. Duh. In the last 5 minutes, but love my Astros so much to pieces, and so going to the game is always a great time. There was a lot of Lumberjack alums there. We sold over 1,000 tickets or at 1,000 tickets. So that meant we got the first pitch and all that fun stuff. So great showing, everybody in their purple hats and their Astros gear. But we did a little something different this time on our little pregame thing. Instead of going to a brewery, which we probably normally do, I think, before those games, we decided to go to the original Ninfas down there, probably about 5 minutes or so, maybe 10, depending on traffic, away from Minute Maid Park. Because we were informed that if you go to Ninfas and you go and like eat or drink before the game, that you can literally take a little bus shuttle van from the parking lot to Minute Maid for free. So you can park at Ninfas and then go eat, whatever, hop on this little van bus, and then they can take you off, drop you off literally right at the stadium. I mean, he dropped us off at the stadium and within like 50 feet of the gate. And then they can also pick you up after the game and bring you back to Ninfas. And I was like, how have I not known this? Where the H has this information been my entire life living in Houston? I don't know. Whatever. I digress. But anyway,
deal though, like
I know.
Buy a margarita or two or however many I'm in the mood for free parking and a drop off.
Easily. And even if you don't do the, come back on the shuttle bus because you want to go and like, drink at a bar afterwards, which is what we did. You can easily just Uber back to Ninfas later, which is again what we did. But anyway, so great time. Hung out with Dennis and his lovely lady, and Dawson came, and the Greers came, and we just had a great little time having dinner, or I guess a late lunch, early dinner at Ninfas, and then went to the game, hung out for a little while. The pregame was fire. Dennis said the pregame fire. I agree. Now you know, Dennis, not to pay for parking and just do the Ninfas boat. Or not boat, whatever, van. Because parking is astronomical down there at Minute Maid. And if you've ever gone to a game, any sporting event, parking is astronomical. So, I mean, here we are. But anyway, had a great time. Stayed for the majority of the game. It was so hot because we were packed in there like freaking rats because there were so many of us. And it was just getting too hot, and we were just over it. So we left, I think, like in the 7th inning and went and finished the game at Little Woodrow's. So we're just right on the corner. Easy little Uber ride. But anyway, so had a great time. Loved hanging out with everybody, and we always love a good SFA day at the Astros. So
yeah, it was fun. And then Dawson let us stay at his place for the night, so that was nice and helpful. So we didn't have to drive back.
Airbnb to Dawson, that was actually perfect. We didn't have to drive super far. It's only like a 35 minute drive or so from Houston back to the Woodlands. So it was actually really convenient too. So, and good for the pocketbook.
Yeah.
And we gave Airbnb Dawson 5 stars. 5 stars. Perfect. Yeah. He made us breakfast. I mean, what girl doesn't want to get made breakfast in the morning? I'm just saying. It
was a nice little stay.
It was. All right. So next day, we had to pop back in the car and head back to Nacogdoches because we had another event to attend, Jacqueline.
Never-ending events. But no, our good friend Joey, congratulations, Joey. We're so proud of you. Is now attending UT in the fall to start on his PhD. So we had a little adios, Joey mover, Joey budgets, whatever. We have Joey bag of donuts. We have a million. We even read through the whole note of all the different Joey nicknames, which was pretty funny because some
There's
of them I've missed out on the backstory since I'm not in NAC, so I got a lot of funny story fill-ins for those.
He's something, all right. We love our Joe, but yeah, we do miss him. But very happy for him that he is following a career goal, educational goal, and getting his doctorate. And it's at UT, so I mean, and we're now part of the UT system, so it was meant to be. But we gave him a great little send off and made sure he went to Austin with plenty of Nacogdoches gear. So
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I like seeing what everybody got him too, because he got a nice little assortment of Nacogdoches
he did
gear.
He did. We'll actually see Joey on this weekend because we'll be heading out that way, but we'll talk about that in a minute. Yeah. So anyway, that was nice. He had multiple going away parties too. So I mean, when someone says like, "Oh, I celebrate my birthday all weekend or all month," this is like that. He celebrated his moving away all month.
Yeah.
Like I attended at least 2, possibly 3 Joey going away parties. Just saying. I mean, it's just funny to me, but it was good. It was fun.
It was fun. Then at the end of July, we did this, I guess, for the first time last summer, right?
Mm-hmm.
Our friend Matt Postins came in for a weekend, and we did a few little pool afternoons at the Fredonia with him. So that was fun. Just got to catch up, get some sun.
Yeah. I agree. Got to get some of the sun on these legs.
Yeah. We also
tasty.
I mean, I didn't get enough anymore, but
same.
Anywho, and then we got to attend the SFA bourbon release launch party.
Mm-hmm. We did. I still need to find a bottle. I should have went today while I was out and about. I may try to go tomorrow at some point. I'm trying to find a bottle. I don't know if there's any left in town. It's been a whirlwind of people buying bottles, so I don't.
Where do they have them at for anyone listening who's interested?
Well, they're supposed to have them at every liquor or most of the liquor stores in town. But there's been a few people posting on, of course, Facebook saying that there's, no bottles here, no bottles there, 1 bottle here, 1 bottle there. So I don't know. I'm hoping that they'll release some more. I know that it's only supposed to be a limited release, but I'm hoping because of how popular it was that they'll have more somewhere. People are just, because I keep getting freaking messages, DMs, people tagging me, wanting me to go buy them some and they'll pay me back. And I'm like, I can't even find it for myself. Like, if I find some, I'll get you some, but if I can't even find it, then then you're shit out of luck, friend. Just saying. Yeah. So anyway, but it was a great party. I really do. I love me some whiskey, some bourbon. Obviously I'm a craft beer girl, but I do love whiskey and bourbon, especially just a good quality, something that you can easily just sip on, something that you can mix to and it still be good. So anyway, it's a pretty good bottle of bourbon. Highly recommend if you find it, get it. Yeah. Because it's pretty darn good. I did enjoy it. So hopefully I'll find some here soon.
And I'm glad to know that you liked it because y'all know I wouldn't have known the difference. Because I think I perplexed the little young bartender whenever because we got one complimentary mixed drink with the bourbon, and I don't drink bourbon like at all ever. So I got up there and I was just like, look, I'm a little bitch. So tell me which of these drinks will be the easiest to drink and mix me that. Whatever you think.
You did say that too. Like straight up, you said, which one do I drink? Because I'm a little bitch.
Like, I'm not going to try to fool you by saying I'm a bourbon connoisseur because I'm not.
Well, and then someone else, I forget who it was. I don't know who it was later. I cannot remember. Someone came out to me and said, like, I think these bartenders learned how to bartend like yesterday. And I don't know if that was like fact or them just being facetious and funny. But I mean, honestly, I wouldn't put it past them because they just looked a little green around the edges.
They were very young, but they did all right. So
they did fine. I mean, but I feel like some of their pores were bigger than others. Like they weren't all the same like size. And so some people were getting like a shit ton of, old fashioned. And then like other people were getting like this much of like, what was the other thing on there on the list? It was like a Manhattan.
Yeah, there was like an old-fashioned Manhattan, a sidecar, and something.
Oh, a sidecar. Yeah, somebody ordered a sidecar either before or after us, and it was like this much. And I was like, okay. Anyway, it was funny. It was just funny. Yeah. Bless their little hearts. To be fair, there was a huge long line of people wanting bourbon, but
a lot of people.
But we did secure a commemorative SFA branded whiskey.
Yes, I'll show mine.
Yes. Show it so that you can see it, and if you're listening or if you're watching later now, whenever. If this is something, there it is. Show it off. Beautiful. If this is something that maybe you would be interested in, we may raffle it off or give it away. We don't know. But anyway, so we'll basically anytime we get giveaways like that, we always try to snag an extra if we can. Sorry, Wally, I took one. You weren't looking. That way we can.
Some people were coming through there not even grabbing one. So
that's true. And a couple of people left them. I'm like, how?
You know what though? I forgot mine, and then whenever I left there and went to Shelfo's because he was trying to call you to come over, I realized I had forgotten it, and so he gave me his.
Oh,
because I was very upset.
You were one of the I forgot it's.
I did. There were too many things going on. I was trying to give away puppies. Okay.
We'll get to that. Okay, I don't want to skip ahead. All right. So after our second pool day, well, literally the Friday, Jacqueline and I were basically at the pool like almost all day with Matt. And that was when the bourbon tasting was. And then the next day on the 29th, Jacqueline and Matt went back to the pool for a little bit. I could not, I was sunned out. Couldn't do it. I needed a break from the sun. And plus I think I may have had too many drinks that day. What doesn't matter. This is all you have to know. But anyway, but that night, and plus I needed to get shit ready because we had our most recent, we call it Grazing Girls Party, but it was more like a charcuterie night. It has multiple names. All you need to know is that it's delicious and everybody brings a different charcuterie board based on the theme. So the first one we ever did was Valentine's Day, and that was earlier this year. And we all had different things that we had to bring, like sweet, savory, salty, like all these different categories. The second one we did was everybody brought food within the color that they chose. So of course, mine was purple.
Yeah,
so for that one I did, I think I had like grapes. I had like, there was like a specific type of Merlot cheese that has a purple rind on it. I had like purple chips, a bunch of stuff. Yeah. So it was just a kind of a menagerie of purple-ish food. And then everybody had, of course, other different colors, blue, green, red, etc. So that was the second one. This last one that we just did was around the world. And so we all had different countries or I guess.
An area type.
Continents. I was trying to think of the other word. So countries or continents, and so I had the UK, so that obviously encapsulates a couple different countries in there. So you got obviously England, you have Scotland, you have Wales, you have Northern Ireland, and so there's a couple different things that you could have done there. I made individual shepherd's pies. I made, that was the only thing I actually made. The other thing I brought were Scottish, the Walker cookies, little Scottish branded Walker shortbread cookies, delicious. And then I also got some British, English cheddar, very good cheddar, delicious.
Okay.
And then I also found at Specs, which sometimes it's a hit or miss at Specs, I found this really, really cool 6-pack it was a 4-pack of beer that was brewed in England in like Hertfordshire or something like that. And so, yeah, that's what I brought. And everybody had different countries and continents, and it was so great. Jacqueline had
France.
That's right. Yeah, you picked that one because you joined our little group a little bit later. All the other ones, all the other countries we like randomly drew, which was hilarious that I got.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, so hilarious again that same thing with the colors. We all randomly drew those. Same thing with this country one. Of course, I drew the country that like I'm most akin to, which is the UK, which is, again, it was either that or Italy would have been perfect up my alley. So I got the UK, Joy got Italy, Carrie got the Mediterranean, Greece, which again, right up her alley. It was just perfect. Melissa had China. Becky had like South America, Latin America, again, right up her alley. It was just, perfect. It was meant to be. Megan got Canada. Who am I missing? Tori had Jamaica. And then of course you had France. I think that was everybody. Anyway, yeah, delicious. We always make way too much food and we're trying to like limit ourselves to only one thing per board. I don't know how we're going to do it, but we have to.
It was way too much, but it was delightful. I was so excited because that's the first one I've been able to make. Mm-hmm. And also, I'll explain more later on my grievances, but that was truly like, I don't even think I'm going to tell you this, but that was truly like the first night that I actually like almost had my regular appetite back and like could eat and my stomach not be killing me. And it made me so happy because I would have been so sad to like not been able to eat all that food because it was all like delicious. Everyone's stuff was so good.
It was. Everybody had something on their plate that from each country, and it was just literally we ate around the world, and it was so nice. I can't wait to do it again. We actually have so the boys were feeling a little left out because has been a girls' night. So the boys have been feeling a little left out. So we decided to create a co-ed night where everybody brings different so we're doing soul food at the co-ed night. Yeah. And so that's coming up here in the next week, not this coming weekend, but I think the weekend after. I think I have to check the calendar. I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, they've been feeling a little left out. So we decided to just get them involved in the next one before they have a conniption fit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is fine. Again, no big deal. We can have our girls' nights and invite the boys whenever they want. But yeah, so the last thing coming up here on the Alex and Jack's playlist of fun summer activities is something that maybe if you were a kid growing up in the early 2000s, you may feel a kinship to.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you ever have any angst, Jacqueline? Do you ever have any just teenage emotional moments still in your life and you just really just want to listen to some punk rock, some emo?
You know what's funny is I really did not consider myself at all like an angsty teenager. But then after we bought the tickets to this concert, and Alex and I were driving back from the Astros game,
mm-hmm.
we listened to some and we were dying laughing at how like pathetically angsty these lyrics are. And I was like, I can't believe I like loved this when I was in high school. Like, what was wrong with me? Like, I know the lyrics weren't like personally resonating with me.
Right.
Because once I heard them again, fresh, I was like, I definitely wasn't feeling that, but I was loving those songs.
Oh my God. 100%. So I agree with you totally. I'm okay. So I'm not going to lie. I did have a small, like, I'm not going to say full on emo phase in high school, but I definitely had like a year or so where I did have like a lot of Joey-esque black in my closet. And
I mean, I did own a pair of etnies. I will own that.
okay.
So I did have a skateboard.
So what we're talking about is this coming weekend, there is a large, and I say large, at least 10 or 11 of us, group going to Austin to go see, and wait for it, people. And you may not know, if you're listening and you have no idea of the names we're about to say, honestly, I'm sorry for you, because this is some of the best music out of the 2000s.
It's so nostalgic. It's
so nostalgic. Okay, so, and if you're, again, you have no idea, I bet you do know at least one song from each of these individual bands. You just need to go and Spotify it. 100. Okay,
yeah,
so
look up the band, listen to like one of the top songs, you'll know it.
100%. Yeah. So it is a three-fer. And again, this is probably one of the first concerts I've been to where all three bands are people I know. And like when I first saw this concert literally pop up at the beginning of this year, I was like, holy shit, have to go to this, have to go to it. And it just worked out. So the openers are Sum 41, which they were smaller, but they have like two songs that were super popular.
Oh yeah. Very mainstream popular.
Simple Plan.
I was a huge Simple Plan girl. Oh my god.
Oh my god. Simple Plan.
They're all okay. If y'all listen to the lyrics now, just know that was not me. I just love the songs.
They just the lyrics are just so angsty, but the freaking beat and the rhythm and it just makes a great song. That's all I'm saying. It's just great. I know it is catchy. You can't help but sing it. You just can't help but sing it. Yeah. Okay, Simple Plan, and then for the headlining act, The Offspring, which I love Simple Plan and Sum 41. Don't get me wrong, I love them, but The Offspring for me, I probably wore a hole in my Offspring Greatest Hits CD, like in my car, high school, senior year. I listened to The Offspring on absolute repeat constantly. So I am pumped. Absolutely, like I'm ready to sweat my ass off outside at the Germania Amphitheater, whatever it's called, in Austin, Texas, and just absolutely teen angst the shit out of Friday night.
And sweat our asses off, we will.
And that's fine. I mean, if I lose a couple LBs, that's fine. I'll probably put them back on with the good Austin food and some brewery beer. I mean, it'll balance each other out. It's fine.
It'll even out.
It'll buff out. But yeah, so I'm so pumped. Plus, we got a good group of people going. I'm just excited to get out of town for the weekend, go to Austin, enjoy the last couple days of like not being at work and being back in the swing of school, because school doesn't start the week we come back. I still have, when we come back, like one more full week of summer before we head back to like convocation and get things ready for fall on the 21st. So this will be a nice little weekend to just, I don't want to say rage, because I don't want to be recovering for like 5 days, but I still would like to have a time or two.
Yeah, we're gonna have a great time. We have a really fun group. It's gonna be a lot of fun. I can't wait.
I fully intend on embarrassing myself at this like,
oh, me too.
Scream singing. Okay, just so everybody's understanding. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
None given. If y'all see us acting a fool, if you see something crazy on Snapchat, mind your business. And if
this is as per though, I mean.
And if it's gone the next morning, then you're welcome. You got to see it.
That's fair. Oh my God. Okay, sorry. That concludes our Alex and Jack's togetherness tour for the summer. There's a few things that obviously I did on my own, or things that are happening with me over the summer that's new and and then of course a lot of things going on in Jacqueline's life as well. She'll definitely going to talk about it. She's going to go over all the things just going on with her. But first, I'll go with me. So I'll try and make this as quick as possible. That way you're not sitting here listening to a 2-hour Summer Shenanigans playlist. So some of the things going on personally in my life that have been just going great, a lot of fun things. So the one thing Jacqueline did miss in our Summer Shenanigans was I had arranged a staycation at the Fredonia, which, again, if you follow me on social media, you probably saw it. Anyway, so it was at the Fredonia Hotel, and I was able to get a couple rooms and get a reservation at the steakhouse. When I give a big shout out to the Fredonia Hotel and John McLaren and everybody else for hooking it up and for allowing us to basically run rampant over the Fredonia Hotel for 2 days, almost 3 days. We appreciate it, had a great time. I miss my girl, of course, but she was hanging out with her godsister, but she'll talk about that, which was something that was already planned. So it wasn't like she just ditched out. So that was really fun. Had a great time, had amazing food. Honestly, if you've never been to the Fredonia Hotel to stay, even if you live in Nacogdoches or East Texas, I highly recommend a staycation there. Like, highly recommend a staycation there. It's relaxing. You can have amazing food at both the First City Cafe and the Republic Steakhouse. The Republic Steakhouse is to die for.
It's so good.
Yeah,
and like
100%.
And if y'all haven't been in there, you truly have no idea. Like, I've been to restaurants all over the world. Like, you walk in there, you would not guess that you're in Nacogdoches. Like,
100%.
The decor, the design, the atmosphere, the ambiance, the food, it's all like next level.
It makes me feel like, and of course we know it's not, but when you walk in, to kind of piggyback off what Jacqueline said, it feels like you're in like a high class city. Yeah, I was going to say like Chicago, Vegas, New York, like a really, really, like you literally step into a whole new world.
Yeah.
11. It really is a whole new world. Like, you got the Dino, you got the Frank Sinatra on, you got the Sammy, you got the classic, the very, very classic Rat Pack music on. You have when I tell you this menu, like, First City Cafe is good. Great, amazing food. But then you go into the steakhouse and it's literally just another freaking dimension. Another dimension. And like I said, it's 100% worth the price. If you go in there thinking you're going to get out of there with, a $50 tab, baby, that ain't your fucking place. I'm just saying. I'm just being honest. So you got to go in there knowing that you're going to spend some cash, but it's going to be worth every effing penny. Every penny. I've been to some amazing steakhouses. And I tell you right now that this steakhouse is on par with some of the steakhouses I've been to in Las Vegas. And I've been to a couple out there, and they are amazing. And this is right on par.
And even if you're like me and you're not a steak person, there's still plenty on this menu for you. Like, they have some great chicken dishes. All of their sides are amazing.
Lobster mac and cheese.
They have fancy, just like regular fancy mac and cheese. Y'all know if a place has got good mac and cheese, I'm sold.
Oh, literally the sides are so big that you can share them with your table, so that because it's a humongous, or you can eat it for your your entree. Yeah. The lobster mac and cheese is big enough to eat it for your entree. Anyway, I digress. So I could talk about it all day. It's so good.
It's amazing. It is.
And so every time I go, they have this, I'll just tell you my recommendation. So there's a burrata bruschetta on the appetizer list. Mamma mia. So good. Burrata bruschetta. Highly recommend that. Also, there's a calamari dish on the appetizers. Literally, you can eat that calamari dish as your entree as well. Like, it's it's humongous. Just throwing that out there. Okay. Any of the salads are delicious, but if you want steak, I'll give you this recommendation. So I usually get the steak flight. And so it has 4 2-ounce cuts of steak. And on top of each of those cuts is a different steak topping, right? So if you say you get a normal 8-ounce steak, which 4 2, that's 8 ounces total. You usually just have to pick from one topping. and you're like, but I want to try them all. So this is like the perfect combination where you can have small little 2-ounce cuts, 4 of them, so that equals 8 ounces anyway. And you can try the 4 different toppings, and they're all amazing. 100% get the lobster mac. The creamed spinach was really good too. I'm not a big spinach person, just on its own, but that was delicious. Shoot, what else did we get? We got truffle fries. I mean, I've almost had all of the sides there. So good, so good. Then we had dessert. I mean, we just piled it on. We piled it on, man. It was perfect.
It's so good.
So good. Yeah. Okay. And then the next thing on the list is, so my nephew and his friend, Kincaid, my nephew, Zach, they're in high school. And so they came up for SFA basketball camp for a few days, which was awesome. It was a good time just to hang out with them and see them and just see how they've progressed in basketball. So of course they went up to the basketball camp, and, it was so nice because there was multiple past basketball players there from previous years.
I'm jealous.
I know. Most recently, Nigel was there. Rati was there. So it was really good to see them. I'm not even kidding you, Jacqueline. I think Nigel's better now than what he was when he played.
Really?
Yeah. He's been working hard. Nigel played lights out. So the best part about camp for me is not seeing my nephew and them play. That's great. Love it. Great. But every day at noonish, 12:30, they do a freaking like pickup game. The current players do with some of the other coaches who are usually ex-players. Oh my! I'll pin that for later. So Jarrell Scott was there. So he hasn't been back to SFA in 11 years.
I was gonna say it's been a minute.
Been a minute. Jarrell Scott was there as a coach. Our bestie, Nate Bain was there as a coach. Literally, he was cracking me up the entire time I was there on Monday. He was a hoot and a holler. I tell you what. So he was there. And then one of the guys that played with Jarrell came up. He wasn't a coach, but he just came to visit, Eric Bell. Matt and I, Atkins, literally coaches on the court, and he's like showing this guy around, and he's like in regular clothes, and we're like, surely this isn't like a recruit here randomly, like during basketball camp.
Yeah.
Surely. And so literally he's just walking them around on the court, showing them stuff. And then he turns around and coach points at Matt and I, like up in the stands. And Matt and I are like, what is he doing? What's going on? And then he literally is pointing to the guy saying like, hey, do you guys remember him? Hey. And Matt and I look at each other like, should we know who this is? Because he didn't look at all the same. Like, he's older, he has a beard on, he has a hat on. Yeah, I mean, it's been 10 plus years. Now, Jarrell Scott, he walks into a room, you know exactly who the hell that is, because it's Jarrell Scott. He's humongous.
Yeah.
Okay. So Eric Bell walks up the stairs, and we're like, when he introduced himself, he was like, hey, I'm Eric Bell. I'm like, I'm so sorry. I did not recognize you. I didn't recognize you. How are you doing? Blah, blah, blah. So we saw Eric Bell, saw Jarrell Scott, of course, saw Nate, Rati, Nigel. Leon was supposed to be there. Leon Gilmore, the third. Uh-huh. I don't know. I guess maybe he couldn't come. His schedule didn't work. Anyway, it's kind of sad. I was hoping to see Leon. But yeah, so you had something. I saw it in your eyes. You were going to ask something.
I think Dad said the same thing about Nigel that you did, and I was looking to see if he texted me, but I think he said the same thing when he called me afterwards, that like Nigel was dominating the scrimmage.
He was dominating the whole thing. So first of all, watching Nate Bain play again was hilarious.
Oh,
he literally looked like no time has changed. Like when he was actually on the court, he just like Nate Bain, up and down the court, making, causing chaos, getting rebounds, running the length of the court. But what cracked me up was when he came off to take his break, he's breathing hard. Like he's like, I'm like, Nathan, are you okay? He goes, man, just being Nate, like being a goof.
Yeah.
And then later on, when I came back to pick up Zach and Kincaid later that day, I walked over to him and I gave him a little hug and I was like, so are you still hurting from the pickup game earlier? He goes, man, he goes, I have a cramp in my ribs and I can't breathe. I was like, still? That was like 3 hours ago. Anyway, he was just cracking me up. It was so good to see him. He's doing well. I asked him, I was like, so do you get to play basketball very often? I mean, because you're not really playing. You have an actual 9 to 5-er. He goes, yeah, like I still get to play a little bit for fun, but not like that. And so it was a little slow goings for him. But I would just like to report to all the basketball fans listening to this. When I tell you, just watching a pickup game they're not even going 100%, y'all. Watching some of these new guys on the court, I was blown away.
I'm very excited.
Jelani Stone. Holy good God of mercy. And I say this with all positive, that was a positive reaction. Holy shite. He's going to be a game changer. That's all I'm saying. I will leave the rest for our preview of the season. That is all I will say. If you're not excited about this team, you should be, because holy shite. I mean, anyway. Plus, we got Day back. Anyway, okay. Yeah, we still have more to talk about. Okay, so I do have an announcement. Jacqueline already knows about this, and I haven't really posted it on social media yet because I just haven't. I was going to do it like probably the first week we go back to school. But I would like to tell all of you that I have a new position at work. So that's been taking up a lot of my time in the summer, trying to get acclimated to this new position. I'm still teaching. I'm still professing, still instructing. But I will be teaching a lot less and doing a lot more admin because I'm now a chair of a freaking department. They put me in charge of like a ton of people. I don't know why. I don't know what I did. I don't know what I didn't do. If this is punishment, I'm just kidding. No, I'm really excited. It's definitely going to be very, very different for me because obviously all I did was come to work, teach, do what I need to do, leave. Come to work, teach, do what I need to do, leave. So now I'm going to be doing half teaching and half admin stuff. So it's very, very different. There's a lot of things going on currently that I'm trying to wrap my head around. And I was at a meeting today for 4 hours at work, and a lot of it's just and so I've already emailed all of my minions. I guess I need to find a funny word to call them, my little minions, which half of them are older than me. So this, again, awkward. And anyway, it's that dynamic. It's imposter syndrome, or
yeah.
All of my superiors are now, or my people under me are all subordinates are all double my age. Yeah. People that are in their 40s, 50s. And I'm just over here hello, 34. I'm probably the youngest person in this room. How are y'all doing? And then you put me in charge of all of them. So I don't know what I did. But anyway, so I am excited. It's going to be a new journey. It's definitely a step up in my career, which is nice. But yeah, if you ever see me in a moment of stress and panic, just let it happen. Just let it happen. And I've told Jacqueline this. I've told my parents this. I've told, a couple people at the brewery this. I'm so I have this new position. So if I ever come into the brewery and I'm just in an utter, it's not y'all. It's not anything else. I just need to digress. I just need to digest and decompress. And because there's going to be a lot of decompression happening. That's all I'm saying. But yeah, no, I'm excited. It'll be different, but definitely stressful probably this first semester. And then once I get the hang of it, good to go.
It's not going to take you any time. It's well-deserved because you've done a great job and you're going to do just dandy.
Thank you. Thank you, my darling.
100%.
I appreciate it. I know. It's just the initial I guess, like culture shock of changing from full-time faculty professor to still full-time faculty professor, but now you're also the chair and admin over like 40 plus people. I mean, in one of the biggest colleges at the campus. Anyway, so there we are. So a couple quickly. So I haven't told Jacqueline this. We decided this. I know. So we decided this in my one book club that a bunch of us are going to go to the tattoo shop tomorrow to get all of us are going to get either similar or very differing tattoos for, this is going to be weird. So that A Court of Thorns and Roses book series.
I have it on my list. I haven't read it yet though.
And see, this is why I haven't added you to this book chat, because we talk about other books. But one of the main shit we talk about, I haven't added Melissa to it either because she hasn't finished the series. So as soon as she finishes the series and you finish the series, I will add you to it because there's so many spoilers. You'd be effed. So yeah. So anyway, we've decided to go tomorrow to Tattoo Nacogdoches where Mike works, Fast Mike. He's the shit. And we're all going to get like different versions and different kind of tattoos relating to that book. I'm most likely going to get a phrase and it'll be a surprise. I'll post it. It was either between a phrase or like a little like small about this size tat. But yeah, I know. Our little, I know. So I'm getting that tomorrow. And at the end of this month is my scheduled appointment with Spud, Krista at Golden Cicada Tattoo, who did my Astros. And I'm getting my big tattoo on my arm. It's either going to be right here or right here. And I don't want to give too much away, but it's going to be like a family tattoo.
You haven't shown me this one either.
Oh, I'll show you, but I'm going to let people out in the world stew about it until I post it. But yeah, no, I'll tell you about it.
Can't wait.
Off screen. Yeah. Anyway, last thing is that, again, back with the books, though, I've read so many books over the summer. I'm literally reading books like my life depends on it. And I've read a lot of stuff that either, I don't know. I don't know how to describe it. I don't know. Anyway, so it's very much differing genres. Some of them are the same. Some of them are different. My TBR list or to be read list is an absolute dumpster fire. There are so many books on there. It's insane. A couple of the books that I've read recently that I really, really liked. I actually just finished one the other night, and it's definitely different from what I've been reading currently. But when I read the description, I was like, man, this is on my alley. So it's a kind of a mix between Jane Austen, balls. What's her name? She wrote
Emily Bronte.
No. She wrote books about Agatha Christie. That's it. Sorry.
Oh,
yeah.
Love Agatha Christie.
Me too. I love mysteries and stuff like that. Like Agatha Christie
or thriller.
Yeah. So this is what it says. It's a delightful cocktail that mixes elements of the Bridgerton series, Jane Austen's Pride and Prejudice, and Agatha Christie's Miss Marple mysteries, which I've never read those, but I've heard are really good. So it's a lot of like witty hilarity, Regency period. So it's a book called Most Agreeable Murder. And so it's like a murder mystery book. And I really enjoyed it. Highly recommend if you like Jane Austen, if you like Agatha Christie. So anyway, here's the book.
I am looking it up right now. So
it was one of those books that I found and I read the description. And honestly, I'd been waiting for it to become available on Libby for like 4 freaking months. So I finally was able to read it and I finished it. I really enjoyed it. There was it's like a typical murder mystery in an Agatha Christie where there's like so many characters. There's so much shit going on. But again, I really enjoyed it. Another book that I just read the other day that I really, really liked or finished the other day is Neon Gods. Great series, great book. also read recently. I took it off my list, but it's the Crown of Naxia series. It's like the serpent. Anyway, that one's really good. I really love anything by Scarlett St. Clair. She's fantastic. And of course, I can't diminish the Court of Thorns and Roses book series. Love, love, love that one. And the one that I read recently that honestly has changed my outlook on life, and like it is so triggering. It's not even funny. So it's called Haunting Adeline. It is Haunting Adeline. It is a very, very dark romance / stalker /
Okay.
Oh yeah. I mean, it is, when I tell you that you think you've read like a smutty book, this is yikes. Just yikes. That's all I have to say. I don't think I could ever read anything again that would be surprising. You know what I mean? Like after reading that book, nothing shocks me in books. Nothing is too far. Nothing is triggering because that book just checked them all. So
I know what you mean.
Yeah. Anyway. Okay. So moving on to my grievances.
No, but really quick, it's so funny that you put that on your list, and I didn't even think about putting it on my list, but I literally have been reading more the past 2 months than I have in like the last several years of my life. Like,
yeah, all summer.
I've always been a big reader, but I feel like after grad school, and I can't really use that excuse anymore because it's been years. But like after grad school, I kind of went through a lull that I think everyone does, where it's like you're just so overwhelmed with the amount of reading you had to do that you kind of just like need a break. But
I know.
I mean, I'll get to it on my list, but I think whenever I got sick and I was just like, I've watched all the TV show, I'm caught up on all my TV shows. Like I'm kind of just like laying in bed. I'm not really sleepy, but I'm kind of tired and I just don't want to keep vegging out on TV. And I just started reading, and like I think I read like 30 books in the month of June and maybe like 20 something in the month of July. Like I've been almost reading a book a day. Like,
yeah, you've outread me, but I love this. I love the fact that like, because I used to hate reading.
Oh really?
Well,
I never hated it.
Here's my thing. In high school, you know, like when you're in high school and you're being forced to read things in like English class that you probably normally wouldn't pick for yourself.
Yeah.
So that's when I was just kind of like, I don't want to, as soon as I got to college though, and I started having time to read books that I actually wanted to read and chose for myself, it flipped. I started reading things that I freaking loved. And then I actually went back and read a couple of the books that I was assigned to read in high school, and I actually enjoyed them. So that was the thing. You know, it's one thing like being told and being forced to read something for school, and you're like,
yeah.
Yeah.
But I will have to send you my to be read list because you know how I am about my Google Docs. So let me just tell you.
Yeah.
I've started the most in-depth Google Doc of all the books I want to read. I have over 250 books on there probably. I have them all hyperlinked to the Google Reads summary and rating so that if I forget, I can look back at it. I have them broken down by category. I have fiction. Within fiction, I have historical fiction, fantasy, mystery, thriller, suspense, science fiction. I have a nonfiction section that includes a true crime section, a personal growth section, a like racial issues section. I have like.
Do you not use Goodreads?
I mean, I use it to look them up, but I just rather, like, my mind just works better with a Google Doc where I can have it all sectioned out. And then I have a section at the bottom that's books read 2023. And I have all my different categories. And so once I read one, then I move it down there so I can just like easily see it all in one place. But like I've been reading like crazy, and the Libby app is amazing. And I'm about to add more library cards in there. I've read, so I'll just quickly say a few of the things I read that I liked. So one thing that I did read that I think you would like is it's a whole
I'm ready.
whole series, but I think she's only written 5 of this. There's either supposed to be 7 or 8. She's only written like 5 so far.
Okay.
But the author's name is Samantha Shannon, and the first one is called The Bone Season. They're so good. It's
Okay.
like a sort of like a futuristic fantasy, but also like a psychological type thriller series.
I'm assuming it's nonfiction.
Yeah.
Okay.
And she actually, so the first one, The Bone Season, that's the first one in the series, she wrote when she was like 20 or something.
Okay.
In 2013. And so now that it's like this summer is going to be the 10-year anniversary of that one having been published, she said, you know, she was just so young when she wrote it that once she got on her like 3rd and 4th book is when she felt like she really hit her stride or whatever. Which when I read it, like I really liked it, but there were a few parts where I was like, it's just not like as clear and concise as it could be. And so basically she's releasing a 10th year anniversary edition this summer where she kind of like rewrites it and touches it up a little bit, where like, I mean, the main premise of the story and the storyline, nothing's going to change, but she's just going to kind of like touch up some of the spots that she didn't write as well as she could have. So I'm already on a waiting list for it. I'm so excited.
Awesome. Okay, cool.
And then 2 random authors that I've read several books by so far, because I like the really like I mean, I prefer mystery, suspense, thriller, but especially if it's like got a psychological edge where like you don't really know what's happening, you're not sure if you can trust the narrator. You know what I mean? I like all that messed up stuff.
Okay. Okay.
So one of them, well, okay, there's actually 3. Alice Feeney, Frida McFadden, and Lisa Jewell. Just look them up. They're all great. Everything I've written by any of them, it's like very psychologically twisted and you can't tell it from down, and it's great.
Okay. All right. I like that. See, and that's the thing, like I'm trying to step out of what I would normally read, because I mean, historically I read a lot of like dystopian books, like like Divergent, Hunger Games, like that's what I used to read. And then like obviously took a hiatus from reading because I was just so busy. And then this past summer, honestly, when we went to Canada was when I started reading A Court of Thorns and Roses when we were going to Canada. Right. And that is so that was what, November of last year? And that's when I literally, from that moment on, I've been kicked off with just reading. I've gotten back into it and reading more and more and more. I really like the series that James McGuire wrote about. It's called Beautiful Disaster. Great, like love story, romance, but also like kind of sexy, and then there's a lot. We could have a whole podcast on books. I'm not going to go down that road because I'll talk about this for forever. So yeah, a couple things that I want to just grieve about, and then we'll go on to Jacqueline's stuff. So my dad had surgery again on his kidney renal artery to extend the stent that they already had in there. All of that went great, grand, and dandy, but now he has a hurt shoulder. Let me back up. It's been hurt. This mother trucker has had a partially dislocated / torn shoulder muscle since the Army, since the 70s. And basically, at that time, the doctors at the VA and in the Army said, hey, it's not torn enough to repair it yet. Like, just live with it. And then once it gets worse, we can fix it. Well, that was in the 70s. It is now 2023. And Home Dog went to the damn doctor to get his surgery on his renal artery. And I guess at some point between us dropping him off to get surgery and us picking him up from the hospital after his surgery, something happened to his shoulder. So now it's worse. He's fine from his surgery. Like, we're good, like solid. But now he's struggling with this stupid shoulder, and I feel really bad for him. And so, honestly, the only way he's going to get any relief is probably getting it fixed. And I hate that for him because that means another surgery. But anyway, so that sucks. Grievance, boo. This weather has been disrespectful in the month of July and August. I demand justice. I demand some sort of, I don't know. I demand cooler temperatures. That's what I demand.
So bad. Literally, my electric bill for the month of June was $220. And for the month of July was $250.
And you're in an apartment.
Yeah. And listen, the temperatures that I have been putting my thermostat on, Alex, you would like melt and die in this house, and it was still $250. I've been putting it up to 80 during the day and putting it down to 76 at night, and it was still $250.
Babe, you need to get some like box fans or something.
Well, they replaced my AC unit last summer. Remember when it went out?
Yeah, but you also live in an older like duplex type home, so I bet you it's not well insulated.
Yeah, I'm sure that's it. It's just frustrating.
It is frustrating. That's what I'm saying. Get some box fans, create some more airflow, something. Because here's the thing. This house is great, wonderful. Sitting right now in the sunroom, yeah, the sun's down, but like all day I could sit out here and I'm comfortable as hell. The front room where Dave and Tess occupy is hot as balls. Even if it's comfortable in every other room in the house, like there is a absolute temperature difference between their room and literally walking out of their room into the hallway, and you're like, you can feel the temperature difference. It's wild. So we had to put a box fan in there just, until this, until August is up and the heat wave kind of goes down, because it's hot as shit in there. But the house temperature is like 73, 72.
Yeah.
It's wild. So I feel slighted. I feel wronged by this temperature, these weather patterns. I love summer. I'm a summer baby. I'm a June baby. I'm a Gemini baby. I love the summer. But as soon as it's like 105 outside and I can't even walk to the mailbox without picking up a sweat, these temps got to go. I'm ready for fall. I'm ready for football. I'm ready for cooler temps. I'm ready for bonfires. I'm ready for flannels. I'm ready for basketball. I'm ready for all of those things.
Me too.
The end.
I hate the summer. I hate it. Unless I'm in a pool.
Yeah.
Or and somewhere not Texas, I hate it.
And that brings me to my last point. Every summer, I like to try to get down to the beach. Was able to go last year before, doing great. This summer, couldn't swing it. Hurts my heart. I'm such a beach bunny. I don't even know if that's a word. It's snow bunny. I don't know. Is there beach babe? I don't know. Whatever. I was born by the beach. I was like 10 minutes from the beach my whole life. I love the beach. Love, love, love. Didn't get to go. So I'm sad. Anyway, it's fine. I'll move on. But I was sad. November will make up for it. That's all I'm saying.
It will as soon as basketball starts.
Exactly. November will make up for all of that.
Beach and basketball. We'll get to it.
Okay. You're up, babe.
All right. I'm gonna run through mine quickly because if y'all know me, any one of these things I could literally like write you a novel on.
I know. I tried to go quicker. I know.
So you all know that I'm the patron saint. The patron saint of lost and stray animals. As short as I can make it, I rescued a dog in like May, I think at the beginning of May or the end of April. Can't remember. Anyway, a friend of mine from my book club offered to foster her. Immediately her and her husband were like, we love her. We're going to keep her. Took her to the vet within like the first 3 days to get all of her shots and everything. Vet didn't realize it either. The dog was apparently like freshly pregnant when I picked her up. And did she have 5 puppies? No. Did she have 6 puppies? No. This dog had 10 puppies. 10. So y'all know me. I felt like hugely responsible for bringing these people 11 dogs instead of just 1. So we have 3 beautiful, gorgeous little puppies left. If you or anyone you know would love to give a good forever home to a dog, please let me know. I've homed 3 out of the 10 so far, so I have done some work, but we got 3 more to go. They're going to be great dogs. Just look at my Facebook. My whole probably feed or like timeline is me sharing posts about the dogs. I got pictures of the puppies left with their listed if they're male or female, pictures of the mother so you can see what they're going to look like. Have at it. If you know anyone, hit me up. However, I am glad, obviously, that I stuck it out and rescued her because there's no way she would have made it out on the streets with 10 puppies.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, let me know who wants a puppy. Next item on my list, like Alex said, I missed the staycation, which I think we did that like the last 2 years, right? So this is the first time I missed in like 2 years.
Yeah, we've done staycation at least for the last 2 to 3 years. So yeah.
But the reason that I missed was because I had planned like at the very beginning of the summer, since Alex and I had such a cram-packed June. I'd planned for that weekend in July for my godsister to come stay with me for a weekend, and I didn't even realize it until she came that is, so her son is 4, I think he's 4, about to be 5. I'm bad with kids' ages, y'all.
I don't know anything about kids.
4 or 5. This was her first weekend that she's ever spent away from him since he's been born. So she really needed it. We had the best time. She has kind of, wait, hold on. I don't think she's ever watched Vanderpump. We're both really into the Housewives, but she has decided to jump on the Vanderpump train. So we started from the beginning, and like on Saturday, we just binged Vanderpump. We went out and had a nice dinner at a little speakeasy in Tyler, had a few drinks, went and watched some live music, had some drinks, hung out. Wonderful, like, single mom weekend for her. So that was fun. The weekend of our Fredonia pool days with Matt and our Shark Coochie Girls charcuterie night, my cousin Jeff was in town and we got to hang out on Friday night. So that was a lot of fun. I'm so glad I got to catch up with him. We went and hung out at Cowboy Jack's until they closed. Which of course, you know, everywhere in that closes at midnight on Friday night. And he's like, everything's already closing down. I'm like, yeah, you lived here for however many years. Like, you remember
He
this.
knows, yeah.
So I took him back to my aunt and uncle's house, and we were sitting in the car talking. And then I don't know why, like, both of us are like this. Like, I'm the age that I am, you know, and he's in his 40s, and I'm still like, I pull up and we're still sitting there talking, and I'm like, should I kill the car? Is it going to wake him up? Like, it's making too much noise. And then he's like, let's just get out and sit on the patio. And I'm like, are you sure it's okay? And he's like, I mean, I'm like 44. I think I can sit on my parents' patio and talk. It's okay. We're not going to get in trouble. Okay. So we sat out there and talked for like 2 hours. So that was great. We haven't gotten to catch up in a while. So that was a lot of fun. Also, our like biggest part in family news is that my mom started a new job last week at the Christus Lewis and Peaches Owen Heart Hospital here in Tyler. So for right now, probably just for this month, and then we'll evaluate, like, depending on various factors later. But for this month, she's going to stay with me the days that she's working here. And then probably next month, my dad will bring their camper down here and park it somewhere, so she has her own place to stay and he can come a few days a week or whatever. So that's been fun. I've been like cooking her dinner every night, and yeah, and we've just been like catching up on, we started because tomorrow night is the season 3 first episode of Only Murders in the Building, and we love that show. So, and it's only 10 episodes a season. So we started back over at the beginning to refresh. So we've just kind of been binging that at night. So it's been fun. My upcoming things, my niece's 5th birthday is later this month on the 17th. So we'll have a little party for her.
Aw, yay!
And then Gabby's 17th birthday, y'all, is on August 21st.
I can't believe that.
I know. So those are my upcoming things. I have 3 kind of condensed airing of grievances that all sort of go in together, and I'll keep it to a minimum. But basically, I'm trying to think. I got sick like right after Alex and I went to the Red Hot Chili Peppers concert.
We both did.
Yeah, we both did. But
it was wild. We didn't do anything different.
And your stomach's all better now, right?
Yeah, like I'm good.
So mine was a myriad of things. So it started out as allergy stuff, turned into like ear and sinus infection. Whole backstory I won't bore y'all with. I'm very sensitive to antibiotics, and my stomach just got way messed up and was way messed up for like 2 months. So not only have I like lost some pounds that I did not need to lose, I have not been able to work out because I can't eat the amount of nutrients and calories that I need to do my workouts. Then after I finally got over the ear infection, like I was still having all of this pain, like in the left side of my head, like near my sinuses and in my ear and in the back of my head. Went back to the doctor again. I've always known that I have TMJ and I grind my teeth at night, but I apparently do it a lot worse than it's a lot worse than I thought. So trying to work that out right now. And I need a massage so bad because it's on my left side that it pops the worst in my jaw. And so like after the nights that I've grinded it really bad, like that's the side of my head that hurts. And I'll get a really bad knot in my shoulder because I think I'm like tensing up everything when I'm anyways, it's bad. I'm all kinds of messed up, and I haven't been able to work out and I haven't been able to run because of not only not being able to eat, but it's so freaking hot out there anyway that it would probably be miserable. But I am now, since the girls' charcuterie night, my stomach's back to normal, back to eating.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping by the end of this month, it will be not quite as hot and I can start running again because I need my runs. It's driving me nuts not running.
Oh, I'm sure.
But it is too hot. Like even if I got up at like 5 o'clock in the morning, it's still like 90 degrees.
Yeah, I mean the last couple mornings, and I was just, I'm assuming it probably the same way in Tyler, like the weather wasn't horrible. So that almost gets me a little bit excited for what's to come weather-wise. Like
don't believe it.
It's slowly getting better, but when the day goes on, it's like a big FU and it goes right back to being 105 degrees. And it's bastards, man. It's very upsetting, but yeah. Okay. So to wrap all of this up, like I said before, we're talking for 2 hours. So a couple random large announcements. So first of all, feats of strength for our random large announcements. We have a new merch store. We've talked about it a few times on other podcasts. We've posted about it on our social media. So we do have a new merch store. It's in the same location that our last merch store was at. It's on our website. So all you have to do is go to any of the links in our bios and any of our social media pages. And the link to our website is on there and you can easily find our store. So the deal with this store is that not only are there shirts and tank tops and sweaters and all of these really cool things that you can wear, there's also hats, stickers, dog bandanas, coffee cups. Yeah, cups, this, that, all of this fun merchandise that is all designed and branded and stuff by us. So we make the designs, we post them. There's gonna be, and there already is, there's stuff on there and there will be more. We will, because there's so many options. We already have designs up for football game day stuff. We have stuff up for soccer. we'll be posting some stuff for volleyball. And of course there's stuff for basketball and everything like that. General game day shirts and merch and styles for any game, any sport that you can wear. So it's great. And the reason why we have this merch store is because obviously we like to make designs, and we also really, not saying that the stores around here, the merch stores are blah, but I mean, we want to like just kind of expand the offerings for game day merch. Like there's some stuff out there that we would really, really like to see, and that there's really no store that has any of that stuff. Yeah. So
give it our own little flavor.
Exactly. Stuff that we would love to see in the store, like to wear at a game day, and there's none of it. So we're just going to make it ourselves. And also because this is kind of like a fundraiser for us for our traveling. So like any of the games that we want to travel to, like obviously it comes out of our own budget. So in order for us to travel to all of these exotic locations or to go on a day trip to go watch them, over in Abilene or up in Arlington, like obviously that costs money. So in order to give you guys the content that you deserve and the content we want to do by going to all these away games and going and doing all these trips, like it costs money. So this kind of just helps offset a little bit of costs here and there. Obviously it's not a ton of money that we get from this, but it's something. I mean, it can help us pay for a couple meals, help us pay for a couple of things that we want to do during the day. So anytime you guys want to, get some new merch for football season, basketball season, softball, volleyball, like whatever it is, baseball, bowling, whatever, we're going to have all of that stuff on there. We're starting with the fall sports, and then of course we'll move to the spring sports. So go check it out. Go see what we got. Maybe you find something you like. And then our second piece of big news, Jacqueline.
Going to the Cayman Islands. Have you heard? Oh my God! You know what this made me think of? Have you heard that little commercial with Brittany Jax's wife about the workout video thing? And she's like, "We're cruising through Jamaica." And
no, I haven't. But that's
oh my God. Okay. It's like her country accent. She's like, "I'm cruising through Jamaica."
Oh my God, we'll have to redo that video. We'll have to. Oh my God, let's. Sorry. So excited. Didn't get to go to the beach, and that's okay, baby, because we're going to the best beach in the freaking world. I feel like the Cayman Islands, literally blue ocean as far as you can see. The sunsets, I mean, like, oh my God, I've been on Cayman Island kick. I've been like looking at pictures and like I'm so excited. So we've booked our flights. We just got to book our hotel at some point within the next week or two here, and then figure out how we're gonna watch the game ticket wise, whatever. But we'll get all that sorted out eventually. But anyway, we're so excited. We got the flight done. Now we just got to get the rest of it done. So excited. I told some of the boys that we were going, and they were excited too. So I know we're pumped. I'm excited for. I just can't. I literally can't stop smiling. I've never traveled to anywhere like this before, so I'm just like.
I'm excited. Yeah, and I got a little text from someone. I'll have to tell you off the live stream. Who said thanks for the invite, and I was like, you can come if you want, but they're not available to come, but they were very jealous that we're going. So
there we go. Okay. So right along with that, there are our grievances. I do have a grievance about the Cayman Islands crew, though. I've emailed and messaged them multiple times on social media and through email about media passes. If there are any, if they're not, that's fine. Just say that. They have yet to respond. It's been over a week, and I've emailed 2 different emails, and I'm just like, I don't know what else to do. So that's a big grievance for me. I mean, I just don't understand. Here's the thing. Why put an info email somewhere on the website, and then when people send info inquiry questions, there's no response?
And listen, I'm not trying to be ugly, but this will be the 3rd tournament that I've been to, like MT, that I've been to out of the country. They're not that overloaded. Because everyone that I've been to has been like not overly attended.
Correct. The one that you went to over in Northern Ireland, in Belfast. The one that we went to up in Canada. You know, there was a lot of like locals there, a lot of like local school children.
I was about to say it was the same in Belfast. There were a couple of days where like half the crowd was kids they busted in from like a primary school. So I'm sorry, they're not like over. Well, here I am talking crap. They're probably not listening to me say this anyway, but I just don't feel like they're that overloaded to answer an email.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Yes or no.
It's just an email. Like it's just an email request. I even like added them on Twitter. I'm like, hey, sent y'all an email. Just need to know if you have media passes, and they didn't even like it, respond, nothing. And I'm like, I don't understand. Again, what I found an email on Facebook for the Cayman Islands Classic, and it's not like the Facebook is deactivated or something and they haven't been on it in 3 years. Like they just posted on it a day ago. And so I found an email that was on there, and so I've emailed this person. I said, let me email them and see if they can like at least shoot back a response and see if, again, even if the answer is no, like we don't do media passes for this MTE tournament, which would be wild, first of all, because you have teams like LSU, Drake, like surely they're sending media personnel. So, okay, anyway, honestly, if I don't hear back from them by the end of this week, I'm pulling in Coach Keller.
Yeah, it is wild. You're right, because I promise you they're throwing Kim Mulkey some media passes for some people. So,
and that's my thing. Like we're gonna email Keller, text Keller, and be like, listen, I don't mean to bug you. I'm sure you're busy doing everything else under the sun, but we're going to Cayman. We're coming to cover the games. Tried to contact the darn people in charge of this freaking MTE to get media passes and haven't heard dick for shit. So, who do you know?
I think that's a good next step, because I'm sure I don't believe they, or according to their website, they haven't updated that they have a new basketball operations person, but I'm sure one of the grad student guys probably is having to work on all those details and could tell us who's
Brady right now. And here's another thing, not to shit on Brady, but I've also emailed Brady about basketball camp stuff, and I have yet to hear back from him. So I don't know. I mean, whose ass do I have to kiss?
Just text Chauncey and tell her we need to know. She'll get it taken care of.
That's plan C. I'm telling you right now. I'm telling you.
That's the plan A.
It's gonna be Chauncey and then Keller directly. Like boom, boom.
It'll make its way through the channels where it needs to go.
It's gonna have to be, because I mean, if one more person asks us if we're going to Cayman and the answer is yes, and then they're like, well, okay, cool. Like, yeah, but we're not gonna be able to do shit because I haven't heard back. We're gonna be sitting, you know. My Google literally just recorded everything I just said. Anyway, so there's that. The last grievance, Jacqueline, all you.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, at the end of the season, we talked about how we were sad, that JJP left. Now we also have to add to the list, and Derek was shortly after the season ended, but in case you missed it, Derek went into the transfer portal, and most recently, Robbie, our team funny guy, went into the transfer portal. So sad to see Derek go, very talented. Sad to see Robbie go, very talented. And I hope that one of these new guys can step it up to be the team,
jokester,
the team jokester and jester, and fill the very large shoes that Robbie left, because he granted us entertainment whether he was on the court or off the court.
Yeah, 100%. I am sad that Robbie is not coming back. I think he was, a great addition to the team. It stinks that he got injured and wasn't 100% his first season here, or his only season here. But I will say, and this is no knock to Robbie, I think the crew that we got in, this new gaggle of guys, I don't know what else to call them, I think is really good. So I don't think that we'll be missing Robbie too much when it comes to on-court hustle. We're just going to have to TBD the off-court sitting on the bench humor.
Yeah.
So, but I will say though, our boy Juice is a goober. So
he's funny. He's such a sweet kid.
Exactly. So I would not be surprised if Juice comes in with a little bit of goofballness.
I think he'll have a little more confidence and a little more swagger this season, so we might see more of his true personality shine.
I think so. Guys, I'm just telling you right now, if you haven't, if you're upset about losing, a couple people to the transfer portal, don't be. It stinks. It's not fun. It's rough. But guess what? It's just the reality of how college basketball is in this day and age now. I'm surprised we didn't lose more. And I'm happy we didn't lose more because that's a total possibility every single season now because it's so easy. It is so easy.
For every player.
And it's so easy for them just to be like, I'm done and go somewhere else. You know what I mean? It's just so easy. So the fact that we've only lost a few is mind blowing to us, first of all. Yeah. Second of all, like I said, these guys, I'm literally sitting there watching that freaking scrimmage. It was a pickup game. They're going 50, 60%, not even. They look outstanding. And Chauncey was sitting next to me the entire time during the pickup game. Chauncey Keller's wife, for those who don't know. So she was sitting next to me the whole time, and she's just feeding me knowledge, literally feeding me knowledge about each of these new guys, players, stuff that, that a lot of stuff that we already heard from Keller during the podcast in April. Some stuff that he didn't share yet because he didn't really know about the guy's personality 100% yet until they got him with the entire team. Yeah. There's just and then I will tell you 100%. I can tell when a guy is confident in themselves and they have a great attitude and a great personality during these basketball camps because it's the guys who go all in on those campers. It's the guys who are so patient with the littles, with the small children who are there. It's the guys who are they're there and they're having a great time and they're not complaining that they're at a basketball camp teaching kids. I was watching them. And I have to say, I didn't see all of the guys interacting with all the kids that were there because they were all in different areas and different spaces. Yeah. But I will tell you, the guys that were in the room where I was sitting and watching. AJ, we already knew that. AJ is going to be all in on whatever he does. So that zero issue. But Kamari, very impressed with that young man. Very, very impressed with him. He was all in 100% with his team. He was involved. He was and sometimes, the best coaches or the best players, the best teacher are people that teach themselves. You know what I mean? They're the ones who, enjoy teaching others. And they're sometimes the most successful individuals. And those guys were killing it. I'm very proud of them. So I don't know about you, but I'm so pumped for season. It feels like since it's August, it feels closer. It's right around the corner. Soon we'll be doing our preseason talk. Soon will be, hopefully, I would love to get a couple of our dudes on the podcast before the season starts.
Well, we got some ideas in the works about some potential guests, so y'all just hang tight.
Would love.
We should have some cool guests this season.
Yeah, we're gonna work on it because, oh my God. Anyway, so that's our summer. It's almost over. Not yet. We still have one more fun weekend coming up this week in Austin. And we are very, very excited to get away for the weekend, to get away for a few days and enjoy some really awesome teen angst songs.
gonna be great. I
Some
can't wait.
grunge, some pop punk rock, baby. Like I might even do my tips in pink.
You know what? Oh, well, never mind. Anyways, I'm not gonna bore y'all with more stuff you don't care about, but that would be so cool. I still have the not permanent purple dye that washes out.
Yeah, mine's pink. Mine's the same thing. It's like the conditioner.
Oh, cool. Okay, yeah, you should do it.
I'm gonna do it. I'm doing it. I'm excited. If you can't. All right. Well, it is 8:49. It is time to sign off. I hope you enjoyed our summer shenanigans recap. A lot of stuff on here. Obviously, there's very, very little sports in this podcast, but this is more for us. Like we just like to chit chat and talk about it and go over all the fun stuff that we do over the summer that may not be sports related. But you're gonna have plenty of sports content coming up from us.
So much.
This is just the one-off random guy that we do. I'm gonna work on getting Colby. I'd love to talk to Coach Carthel before football season starts, or even right as it starts. Do some other sports in there. Maybe Tony with soccer.
Yeah, we talked to him about it the other night. I think he'd be down, so we just gotta make it happen.
We just gotta schedule it. So throw a couple other sports in there, a couple random things that aren't basketball related, just to get us to hold over until basketball season starts.
Yeah.
So I think we're gonna work on those. So man, what a night! Hope you guys enjoyed it. We love you. We're excited for basketball to start, and hope you have a great night. And as always, axe 'em jacks.
With Alex and Jax.
Adios, amigos. If it'll end the broadcast, I don't know if come on, buddy. There we go.